following show you're about to listen to contains coarse language, sexual content, and rude behavior. Anything broadcast within Mobster Boss Radio should not be taken serious, as this is for entertainment only. All parts created within Mobster Boss Radio are copyrighted and may not be rebroadcast or distributed without permission. MobsterBoss.com and Mobster Boss Radio are not for those under the age of 18.
Candy here.
Foreplay. I just want to fuck.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live. Radio Live.
Back by popular demand.
Let's get ready to rumble!
JD. Sunny.
And Lester.
Let's do it then!
Ang susunod na palabas ay rated PG.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live.
Get ready and take some notes. In less than 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to shower like a man. Right fast, because I'm talking fast. Take your clothes off and leave them in a pile on the floor. Walk naked to the bathroom, and if you should pass your girlfriend or wife on the way, shake your wiener at her because you know she wants it. Look at your manly physique in the mirror, suck in your gut to see if you've got any pecs. You don't, but it don't matter. You're a man. Admire the size of your wiener in the mirror and scratch your ass. You're a man. Get in the shower. Don't bother looking for a washcloth. That's right. You're a man. You don't use one. Wash your face, wash your armpits, blow your nose in your hands, and then let the water rinse it off. Crack up at how loud your farts sound in the shower, and wash your butt, leaving all those big old coarse butt hairs on the soap bar. It don't matter. You're a man. Shampoo your hair, but you definitely don't use conditioner. That's right. You're a man. And then you pee in the shower. Oh, yeah. You're a man. Rinse off, get out. You have showered like a man. And that, my friends, is less than a minute.
Welcome back to Mobster Boss Radio Live with JD, Sunny, and Lester.
Welcome along. This is Mobster Boss Radio Live. My name's JD. We've got Sunny here and Lester running the controls today. Lester not doing so bad today. Sunny, how you doing?
I'm doing just peachy.
All right. Yeah, Lester woke up this morning. He rolled over. I could hear him in the back bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucker fell out of bed this morning.
Oh my gosh! What did he hit his head? Is that why he's hitting the? Is he's running the board so good today?
I'm not sure what his deal was. All
Yeah.
I heard was him roll over and a bunch of cursing and swearing going on.
I bet.
So there it is. But here we are for the show today. Sorry, it's been a while since we've done a show. God, we feel loved around here when we start getting emails of like, "Hey guys, when are you going to do your next show? I'm waiting." I got a Facebook message from a bunch of people going, "Hey, Lester's great, but we miss you guys too." So,
right,
we felt we needed to. What it is we've got our FM radio gig now, and pretty much we're just rocking out, man. We're playing rock and roll and doing bits and doing what we love. So
absolutely,
that's what we've been doing. We've been tied up with that, getting that going, and so now it's going well now. It was the transition from AM to FM that we had to make, so just last.
And that was tough. That was tougher than people might imagine.
I know. Well, the AM was kind of like what we do here, is just talk. Well, when you're on FM on a rock and roll station, you don't have that liberty to talk as much, so you got to kind of crimp everything down to about 30 to 40 seconds.
Correctamundo.
So that's kind of stuff that we were working with, and things going well.
Did I just say correctamundo?
Yeah, I think you did.
Where the fuck did that come? Oh my God, how corny!
You're feeling fabulous today. You're feeling jolly.
I'm feeling. I started off saying I'm peachy. Now I'm feeling fabulous and correctamundo.
That's got to be what it is.
Fuck is that all about?
So we're going to talk about the new show called The Resistance on Spreaker. We're going to call it The Racist because I think that's my opinion as to what they are. School lockdowns. I've got a little rant that I want to go off on that, and maybe I just kind of want to ask Sonny's opinion. Now, I don't know. Do you have kids, Sonny?
Yeah, but
okay.
Way older than yours.
Good enough. So you'll be able to chime in a little bit if I ask you something. If you were in this position, what would you do? Type thing.
Absolutely.
And I'm more so curious on the way that people would react in a way that policies are done on the law enforcement side.
Okay.
That's kind of how, and with my job, I just went to training. I went to some training here. It's called active shooter training. I don't know if a lot of people know what that is. And then school shooter training. So I went.
What is active shooter training?
Active shooter is just a general guy that goes in and starts shooting up like a mall or something.
Like the Aurora shooting.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
Then, it's just training on how to deal with those situations and different things that you want to, different protocols, how you want to approach, and a bunch of stuff.
Gotcha.
I thought so. We had that, and then we had school shootings, and the school shootings one is one that just, when you go to training, you kind of go, I wonder about this. And then where I'm at, we had a situation where a school was locked down. Well, then there was a lot of people that complained because the school was locked down. So
complained?
So I'll get into that a little bit later on. It kind of chafes my ass just a little bit.
Gotcha.
And like I said, we'll get into the racist show as well. We'll review them. We can talk about what we did. I thought was kind of funny. Not sure if they even know over there, but they'll know after they listen today. Right.
Oh, they will.
Of course they will. If you want to get a hold of the show, God, what is our phone number? 469-814-TWAT? Yes, 8928.
You know what? I don't even know our number.
It's been you can do that, or you can Skype us, Mobster Boss Radio, all one word. Before we get into things, we haven't done this in a while.
Very fucked up news.
When's the last time we did very fucked up news?
That's been a long time, brother.
Oh, wow. But I want to talk about this because you and I are both poker players.
Yes.
And, we're both fans of the World Series of Poker. You see, Greg Raymer was arrested.
Greg Raymer. I've never figured out him, but yeah, I saw that. Those of you that don't know who Greg Raymer is, you'll know his picture if you're a poker fan. Mm-hmm. He's the kind of heavy set. He's the fat guy with red hair, real round face, and always wears those sunglasses with dollar signs in the middle of them.
Yep. He's the guy, or the lizard eyes. I think he had
lizard eyes. That's right. He had that one as well. You're right.
Yep. So he's the guy rocking those. Sorry if my microphone. I just turned my microphone up a little bit. I think
sounds good now.
Is that a little bit better now?
Yeah.
Okay. He's the one that would rock the glasses. Well, apparently he was arrested on a sting, and police didn't even realize until interrogating him, asking him, what's going on, that he was a professional poker player. So it wasn't like he was sought out. They just did a sting, and Greggy picked up a police officer, took her back, and wanted to pay for sex. Now, Greg's the one that's always bragging about his family. I'd like to thank my wife. And
yes, for being so supportive of him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, Greggy.
I wonder what she thinks about him out trolling for pussy.
Yeah. Now, some places in the U.S., prostitution is legal, right? There's Las Vegas, Nevada. Is there anywhere else?
I don't think so. And I think the deal about Nevada, it's only legal in certain areas in Nevada, right?
Yeah, outside of the city of Las Vegas.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if, he's been out to Vegas. I wonder if he frequent the cat house out there, the Bunny Ranch.
Well, you've been out there in Las Vegas, and out there, like in front of the hotels and stuff, they have all of those magazine racks. You know what I'm talking about, like newspaper stand things.
Yep.
That have all of those advertisements for alcohol service.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe this is just something
he frequents that.
Yeah, it could be something he just got addicted to and wanted to go out because he hadn't been to Vegas in a while and just decided to go and do it.
Maybe he'll say that, he's been on the road so long. That's what he's telling his wife. I've been on the road so long, honey, and you're just a bitch when I come home.
Oh, yeah. All right, moving on.
Very fucked up news.
Next news story out of Hartford, Connecticut. You know those Capri Sun juices that you can buy?
Yes.
The newer style juice boxes.
With the little straw you poke down in
Yes.
it that always bends over in half and all of that.
Yep. Lawmakers are considering allowing beer to be sold in these things. Yes. So,
dude, could you imagine? Isn't part of drinking a beer the coldness of the can?
kind of, yes. But if you have one of those little juice box things, I know I can finish one of those in 2 or 3 gulps. Gone.
Yeah.
So how long does it really stand around? But, I mean, is this one of those things you can pack in your lunch and take to work? Or...
That's crazy. That's just insane.
I mean, nobody would even know. You just keep the label towards your stomach and drink. I'm drinking a cherry blasting cherry drink.
You know, that's crazy. If you think about it, they're gonna put them in a cardboard box.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna probably make them smaller than a normal beer.
Yep.
They're gonna sell less beer for more money, and in hopes that you can drive down the road and fool the cops.
Yep.
So much for responsible drinking, huh?
I know. So Hartford, Connecticut, they're thinking about doing this, and I'm not sure what their stance on this, if it's a profit thing or if it's to sell more beer or if it's to I don't know. I don't know the motive behind it.
There's just something wrong about that, though. I just can't imagine drinking a beer out of a cardboard box.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's not so much cardboard, but still, you got the right idea. It's plastic, like
okay,
fucking, yeah. Have you ever seen the Capri Suns? They're like I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Some of those are in the. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the box. You're talking about the little Mylar type bags and stuff. Yes, I'm sorry.
With the straw, but it's the same. It's the newer juice. It's the juice box of the 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very weird. All right, so that's it for our intro. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. I'm going to do my little rant, so to speak.
Okay.
On school lockdowns and ask your opinion. Also, we're going to review The Racist Show. I don't know. People on here call us racist. I don't even know if they have grounds to call us racist.
The only thing that we do is talk about the things that people think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It is it. We'll be back, maybe. Hopefully things are sounding good.
Yeah, I hope they are.
All right, we'll be back. This is Mobster Boss Radio.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mobster Boss Radio Live with JD, Sonny, and Lester.
Welcome back. This is Mobster Boss Radio Live. JD here, Sonny, and Lester running the controls. That's why everything's sounding smooth today. We have a producer doing things right. If you want to join in on the conversation, our phone number 469-814-TWAT, 469-814-8928. I always got to think about it. Thinking about twat, punching it on the phone. That's what it is. Now, I went to this active shooter, school shooter training scenarios, and I know on my end why things go down and why administrations do what they do. But recently, there was a school lockdown where I was at, and I want to say about 20, 30 minutes later, the school finally sent out their emails and text messages and notices saying, hey, we had the school on lockdown, just so you know. Kids that are at the school can leave as normal. They can go to their buses and so on. We just want to let you know that we've got the school on lockdown. Well, lockdown means that they don't allow everybody just to walk freely in.
And there's usually a reason for that, right?
Yeah. Well, what had happened is one of the teachers started talking crazy on Facebook, called in sick and started talking crazy on Facebook.
Oh, wow. So much for arming the teachers, right?
Yeah. So this teacher just was talking crazy, so they decided to lock down the school and send out a notice to the parents, hey, this is what we did today, just to keep you informed. Well, now parents are calling, asking, why didn't I know about this sooner? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Why didn't you tell me all the details sooner?
Okay.
Okay. Now, I guess I ask you this. If you had a child in school and you got this text message, say 30 minutes to 40 minutes after the incident that says, just so you know, the school's been placed on lockdown since this time, you're still free to come and get your child when school is out.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got the situation under control.
Well, I see your point more now.
Okay.
When you and I we didn't go into an in-depth discussion.
No.
You just kind of told me what your thought was on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, at first, I thought, well, the reason that maybe they delayed sending you guys out a notice was to make sure that lockdown wasn't going to be lifted. No sense in panicking anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking. But the more I think about that, and you're right. I can't imagine. Why wouldn't they notify the parents like right away? And granted, if maybe they don't want to field all the calls. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, and that's what people are asking. What you exactly said right there is, why can't you notify the parents right away? And so I try to sit here and go, okay, I see how they feel. And myself being a parent, I'm like, yeah, I can understand this. I'm like, I would kind of want to know right away if my child's in danger.
Sure.
But now you take that same scenario, and when they do immediately go on lockdown before anything else is researched, discovered, or what have you, you send out a text message that says, hey, we put the school on lockdown. We found there's a teacher at home with guns who's going crazy, hasn't made any direct threats towards the school, but as a precaution, we're locking down the school.
You know their switchboard just lights up.
Lights up. And what else are you going to have? You're going to have parents come to the school to get their kids.
Come to the school. That's right. Get their kids out of there now.
Yes. Now, this is just...
And I'm not so sure I wouldn't be one of those people.
Exactly. Now, this could, this is the thing, is now that schools are so touchy with the lockdown thing, if anything weird goes on, anything, they lock it down, and that's just out of sheer safety.
Mm-hmm.
Erring on the side of caution. Like, it doesn't matter if they find out, I think a store was just robbed up here. If somebody comes in and says, yeah, I think there was a robbery just up at the store just occurred, and the police doesn't notify the school, what does the school do? They're going to lock it down, and then they're going to go and research and figure out what the hell's exactly going on.
Right.
Now, can you imagine if they locked down the school, sent out that message, we think that there's a robbery up the street, parents are coming, freaking out. Everybody's freaking out. And it turns out that it was a medical where somebody fell down at the store and full arrest, and that's what was going on. Now, what have you done?
I can see, because, you have a way that I can look at it from a law enforcement side.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see the confusion that I sound like Nick Larson.
Yes.
The confusion that would add to the whole situation.
Now that's one scenario. Now you've got another scenario where they may put a school on lockdown where they know exactly what the threat is when it comes in.
Right.
Police officer comes to the school, tells the principal, well, you need to lock down the school because we got a teacher that threatened to come and shoot your kids. Okay. So they know what's going on. They know what they have to do. They get the lockdown done. Now, do they send a message to parents to tell them that?
Wow. See, if I was a parent with kids in school,
mm-hmm.
I want to say that I would want to know right away.
Yep.
But then if I can put myself back into law enforcement and try to understand what the administration feels, by the same token, I can see where my need to know and I would be one of those parents that would come up and get my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I would add to the confusion. So I can see it from both sides.
Okay, so now say they do that and they send out that message in that same scenario, and all of these parents come, I'm signing my teacher out. So now, first off, they've got a lockdown. They've got to check everybody before they come into the school. Okay, everybody gets fucking checked. Oh, Guy Shea said hello. We didn't really say hi to anybody. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Guy Shea.
Okay, so you got that scenario where a teacher is threatened to come shoot up a school, and you've got parents rushing to the school. The school's on lockdown. They're checking everybody before they enter the school. Everyone. So they let one parent in to get their child, and out they go. Let another parent in, get your child, out you go. One at a time with a school full of, what, 2,000 students maybe?
Yeah.
Number one, how long is that going to take? There's going to be people bitching, I just want my child.
And, now you're going to have extra law enforcement there.
Now, this teacher pulls in the drive in their vehicle with all these parents all over the place.
Oh, it could even be worse, yeah.
It's insane. This teacher can just start going crazy.
Well, when you went to this training, did they address these types of situations?
Yes, they absolutely did.
So how do you feel about it as a parent?
Thinking they need to set up, if there's a school lockdown, parents need to understand that the child's safety is going to be first. Okay, so they're going to get that implemented before any type of fucking message is sent out to anybody.
Right.
Don't worry, you'll know about it.
Correct.
Okay. Send the message out. Guy said he's going to talk in the third person. In the middle of my thing. I did a Nick Larson there. Okay, so they're going to wait to send out the message at a community center or something that's nearby. You set up a place for parents to go.
Right, I agree.
Now, what that's going to be is going to be a place where parents can sit there and they can be updated on everything that the school is knowing. Step by step.
That's a good idea.
So then they don't have their parents going.
So you basically have a rally point.
Yes, that isn't at the school. And you have to trust that the school doors are locked, and at that point, nobody gets in. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out.
Yeah,
until
I
the
agree.
Situation's under control.
Because there is, and see, there's going to be people that say, "Well, I just don't trust them." Well, you're going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to come to that point, or you're going to have to homeschool your kids.
Yes.
You're going to have to. It's kind of like we trust when we drive down a 2-lane road. We trust that the guy coming at us in the opposite direction is going to stay in his lane. You're just going to have to, in some way, figure out a way to build that trust.
Yes, that's exactly it. And that's the thing, and this whole school shooting thing is still new. There's schools still trying to work out policies, and there's going to be kinks in it and so on. But you still need to give them a break. Give the schools a little bit of a break. They're doing the best that they can. They're doing what they feel is right at the time. If they tell you not to come to the school, don't fucking come to the school. There's a reason for that.
You know what? I absolutely agree, because I can see the total state of mass confusion.
How do you think the students are going to feel then when they see a bunch of parents all riled up outside?
Well, sure they are, and they're going to get scared. Then you're going to have everybody running in every direction.
Yes.
That's crazy, yeah.
So that's my rant for today. Only because, like I said, we had a school lockdown in our area, and teacher and parents were bitching about this exact thing. I wanted to go to the school, and they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't tell me what was going on until 30 minutes after it was all done.
Yeah.
Well, there's reasons for that.
Well, and now that you're in law enforcement, you understand that a lot of times there are reasons for certain things, and there's things that at the time that it's going on, the general public does not need to know right then, because it just adds to, you don't need a bunch of spectators showing up.
That's exactly it.
And
I think a lot of this is just parents being nosy.
Absolutely.
Your kid's fine. Your kid's at home now. Now what? You want to fucking know what's going on.
I agree. And then there's those parents that don't give a shit.
Yes.
They're just, the school's just their babysitter anyway.
Right.
The
school's just their babysitter, and they're looking for a reason to get money from the school for a lawsuit.
Right, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
But anyways, there's my rant. It was small. A small little 5-minute rant.
Well, I think you brought up a good point, though. I mean, in light of everything that's been going on, I think that was prudent. I mean, I think that was a good topic to bring up and a good point of discussion.
Yeah, and that could be something that maybe people discuss on our Facebook or on our wall or bring it up, and usually it goes on, and turns out in the end that Barack Obama's wrong.
Yeah.
You know how those discussions go.
Yeah, I do.
That's exactly how it goes.
I do. Those sites that decided that what was it? The Sandy Hook?
Yes.
Sandy Hook shooting was some kind of false flag. In other words, it was a planned event. Come on, I just don't understand this stuff.
My comment on that, and like I said, with the school shooting training that I took, I got. I don't want to say pleasure because there was nothing pleasurable about this, but I got to see a lot of the video, photos, law enforcement side investigation shit that went on with that.
Yes.
And there was nothing government involved with it.
Well, just think about it. I mean, it is these guys that this is what they live for. Everything is there's even that theory that the shooter in the Aurora Theater in Colorado, he was a government plant.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of those that we went over.
Yes.
And, and they pointed out where people said, no, people think that this is a government conspiracy. But it's only because they don't know the information. And when somebody doesn't know all the information, they can't get the information, people automatically just go to assume, oh, they're hiding something from me. They're against me. They're hiding something from me that they don't want me to know. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not anything that you need to know.
I absolutely agree. The old saying, just enough to be dangerous.
Yes.
And that certainly fits in a lot of these cases.
So, all right. Well, Guy Shea, he's going on, man. He's
I haven't even seen the
Reverend Commie said it did not happen in Connecticut.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Reverend Commie. You know what? I address. You want to address that real quick? Commie. Guy Shea made a comment poking fun at Wayne Pierce. He said something about something, and I'm having to paraphrase, and I guess Guy can correct me if I'm wrong, but he just said this in jest, and he talked about because they want to brand themselves as patriots, and so he said, you guys are commies. Mm-hmm. I want you to know that this highly educated Wayne Pierce, as he likes to tout himself as highly educated, a guy that got an education for free because he didn't pay back any of the money that he borrowed to get this. But anyway, he determined in all of his years of education that the word commie was a racist comment.
Oh, God.
A racist comment. Now, I don't know about you, but I just never knew that there was a race of people called commies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So maybe I missed something.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. I know we missed something. I'm not even going to try to understand it. That's why I did the Nick Larson, yeah. I don't want to understand that.
Yeah, there you go.
We're going to come back and talk about them a little bit more and pick apart their show, The Resistance. I want to either call their show The Racist or the Anti-Government Law Enforcement Show.
How about just anti-American? If you... we can get into that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that coming up. We're going to take a quick break. This is Mobster Boss Radio. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live. We'll be right back. Candy here. You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live.
Radio Live.
JD.
Radio Live.
Sunny.
And Lester. Let's get this party started, baby.
Welcome back.
Hello, JD here, Mobster Boss Radio Live. Sunny as well. Lester running the controls. Lester's been quiet today.
Well, he's probably not feeling good after falling out of bed like that, right?
He did. He fell out of bed, hit his head or something. I don't know. He was swearing a lot, and then he was in a good mood when he got up and was getting coffee together. He was fine. I heard, God damn it. I heard, God damn it, the voice.
Well, he's always told me that his hangovers last about 15 minutes.
I know.
That must be the Neanderthal part of him.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he started telling me the story about how he did it. He said that he was trying to get out of bed and his feet got caught up in the blankets. But I think he just rolled over. And
he's probably laying right on the edge. And it's one of those deals where he fell out and his body goes off, his head hits the nightstand, catches him right under the chin. Yeah, one of those deals.
He's shaking his head right now. He's got a smirk on. This is the first time I've seen Lester smirk.
You know what? He must be getting some pussy.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about the Resistance show, they came on the air. We gave them a couple weeks. Well, we didn't really give them a couple weeks. We were busy.
Yeah.
We gave them a couple weeks to do a couple of shows. And when the Resistance first came out, man, I was eager to listen to it. I hoped for the best because, Dino was going to be on the show with Nick and JJ or whoever the fuck he is. The guy that goes, I need to get the car from the barn. Over here. Anyways, him. I thought, it might be a decent show. I think Dino might be able to pull this together.
Dino would have been the only. We've picked on Dino a little bit, but we have no problems with Dino, and he realizes that when we pick on him, it's in fun.
Yes, once the show's over, it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
and I'm like you. I agreed that maybe Dino could pull this thing together, and in all fairness, he sort of did.
Mm-hmm. We were listening to the show, and there was some other guy in the chat room. I could tell because they kept referencing him. What was Avid listener?
Something listener, yeah, avid listener, whatever, yeah.
I don't know.
He kept throwing facts at him.
Yeah, here's the thing: is we talked to Dino afterwards. Okay, we just felt like we had to.
Yes,
we felt like okay, we need to step in here.
This was after their first show, by the way.
Yes. But the problem came is, come to find out, they prepped for months. It was the understanding that Dino was under the understanding that they were going to, that he just needed to get the topics or something like that, and then they would do everything else production-wise, and everything would be all set.
And I think Dino was going to help with some of the commercials.
Yes.
Some of their drops and stuff like that, yeah.
So when it came time for the show... Oh, they were supposed to do research, too.
Yes.
And bring it all together. Well, when it came time for the show, they didn't have the research done. Dino had his done.
Right. And he was basically going to moderate the show, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to keep the show moving. But it became obvious that he was in total control when he got sick.
Yes.
And there was just... tons of dead air.
I kind of laugh at Dino for this. It's an internet broadcast, but he gets anxiety, apparently, we learned.
He does,
and he throws up and vomits if he gets nervous.
Correct.
So I can see why he was puking in the middle of the show, because it was a fucking train wreck, and I think he knew that, and there was no way he could pull it back together, and he knew that it was sounding like shit, and somebody with that kind of disorder is going to start throwing up.
Right.
So the show was so bad it made fucking Dino throw up. Just because, Dino would come up with some sort of story or whatever and try to talk to Nick about it, and then Nick did his, well, yeah, well, it's, they probably, and then he would give out some fact that he read on Facebook. Okay. That wasn't even true. There was no proof to back what he would say. And
he
then
he read on the internet somewhere that Joe Biden had his own personal drone or whatever. Yeah. I'm making that up, but it was that ridiculous. Yes.
And then avid listener would come back with the real fact, and then this would be next response. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I didn't know.
I'll check that out.
I'll have to check that out. Well, maybe you had a month and a half to check it out.
You know what? You and I, we spend about an hour prepping for a show. That's about it, less than an hour. But we know exactly what we're going to do. Because when we say we spend an hour prepping, we may listen to certain things here and there and wherever, and we know the topics that we're going to talk about. So we pay attention to those topics. And if we don't talk about them, if we do talk about them, we kind of know what we're talking about. We've got our facts in order.
Yes. Yep.
They had none.
Let me see. I think I've got the... did you send me a clip of that?
I think it was called... Resistance Dead Air or something.
Oh, yeah. There it is. I've got the clip. I've actually got the clip. Holy shit.
There you go.
Okay.
You want to... the ramp up to this is that apparently Dino was kind of moderating the show as best he could, trying to keep things flowing.
Yep.
And then Dino got sick and actually had to mute his microphone or made an attempt to, and the show just died. Just totally died. And so Nick Larson, being the grand broadcaster that he is, handled it this way.
Okay, here it is.
What needs to be done? Right?
Dead air.
Dino?
Dino, where are you?
Did Dino kill over?
There's. Did you hear that? That's Dino puking.
Yes.
It sounds like it. Okay.
Ish. There's that fucking laugh. I'm gonna play that back. Ish. Ish. I bet that's the sound he makes when he's pumping his dick into that buffalo-looking wife. Ish. Ish. He's fucking that buffalo he's got at home. Ish.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Dino, are you there?
All right, I apologize. My son.
Let's see.
Is that crazy or what?
It was.
You know what? We've had an occasion where my mic's gone dead or I've lost my connection or whatever. You can move right on with the show.
Yes.
And you say something like, "We'll get Sonny back, and we're going to." In the meantime, we're talking, and you go on. He just let it die.
Yeah.
And apparently that's not changed.
It's like riding a train. Okay, doing a radio show is like riding a train. It gets going and it makes a stop. If your co-host doesn't get on the fucking train and it takes off, it's time to go. The show goes on, and you keep it going.
And hopefully your co-host catches up.
Yeah, hopefully your co-host gets to the next stop ahead and gets on the train with you.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, you just keep it going. Clearly, from that clip, and this happens to him all the time, because he's having to rely on everybody else on the show. Isn't that funny how Nick Larson comes up with an idea and then he's got to have his little retarded minions play it out for him?
About that.
What's that?
You got that confusion.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing.
Very weird. So then, apparently, going through, listening to the whole show, what did he say about some state being sold to what country?
Oh, my God. It was either Iowa, Missouri, three states that the United States was going to give away to China.
Yes.
To repay some kind of debt. Where in the fuck do you read this shit? Give them away.
Weren't we going to call up somebody on Craigslist in that area
and ask them
what
they felt about being a China citizen now?
We should do that real quick. I know we're very unprepared for it, but
well, we did not even plan for this, did we?
No. What state was that in?
I know Missouri was one of them.
Okay. we could just ask him. So what was it he exactly claimed?
He claimed that the Obama administration was going to give away 3 states, one of those being Missouri, to the country of China.
Okay.
In fact, I think you have that clip as well.
Oh, do I?
I think you do, and I think it's called Giving Away States or something like that.
Okay, let me look that up because that's worth playing. Let me see here. This is what it's called being totally unprepared because we go off on something else. DFG. No.
You don't?
No, I don't have that one.
You will.
Okay. But anyways, I've got some people that we can call.
There it is. There it is, by the way.
Oh, you've got the clip?
Yeah, it's right there. I just sent it to you.
Okay, give it away.
And we are totally unprepared on this. This is something that we decided to do spur of the moment.
Yep.
And, but, it is worth talking about because this is the type of preparation that they do. Mm-hmm. I figured out that they don't look into the facts behind the headlines.
No, they don't. And if you notice right now, one of the examples of how to do a great show is the fact that, I know that Sonny sent me the audio clip, so when I'm talking on the radio, he's doing something. And then when I get it, then Sonny, you take over and continue talking.
Right, exactly.
That's what you do. You don't have a stop and, we could sit here and go,
well, maybe. Where is it? And all that sort of stuff.
Where's that clip?
Right.
Multitasking is not his forte. So anyways, this is it. Him giving away his states. It's asinine. Listen to this.
This is
Did
really
you hear that
fast.
in Idaho there's a 200 square mile area that's been given to the Chinese and that they've created a colony there?
Same in Michigan as well.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, there's actually plans on giving China Iowa, Missouri, and Nebraska.
There you go. Giving them to them. Giving it away.
Oh, now can you fit all 3 states in a box?
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. How do you ship that?
And I want to know, why aren't we giving away Rhode Island?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or maybe because we got so much debt, why don't we give them Texas?
Yeah, there you go.
Pay that debt down a little bit further.
Let me move first.
Oh, my God.
Or we could give them a state that's totally useless, Arkansas or Kentucky.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to call this guy. I'm going to ask him. He's selling drum practice pads for $20. And I'm going to ask him how
just tell him what the deal is.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell him, look, we saw your ad, but we're on the radio right now. We wondered how you felt about your state, the possibility of it being given away or something to that nature.
Yeah. Here he is. If he answers.
Well, surely you would answer if you put an ad up selling something, right?
Stanley?
Hi, are you selling the drum practice pad and sticks?
That was fast.
Actually,
oh, my gosh.
Actually,
as of a minute ago.
No, that's fine. Actually, the reason why we're calling is we're doing a radio show right now. And we learned from another radio show that the United States plans on giving Missouri to China to pay off debt. And we think this is absolutely freaking crazy, okay?
This had nothing to do with my drum practice pad, so
What's that?
I'm not interested.
What's that?
Okay.
It's not.
He said he wasn't interested because it had nothing to do with these drum practice pads.
Well,
that is hilarious.
We could have said, listen, if they give away Missouri to China, they're giving away your practice pad too.
How much were his practice pads?
$20.
We should have just bought them.
Yeah, listen, I'll buy those.
To keep them.
Buy that pad.
Yeah.
Oh, every time we call somebody from Craigslist, it always goes over great.
It does.
All right, it makes me want to do another one.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Let's see here. Maybe it's not adding. Add to the call. Come on now.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah. It's not working now. It's very weird. Oops, and I just hung up on Sonny. We'll get him back here again. I don't know why Skype is acting like this. Sorry, I disconnected from you.
That's all right. Well, so much for making the call then, right?
Yeah, I put the number in. Oh, I guess we're not doing that. Good enough.
There you go.
I tried.
Skype's had some real issues though lately.
Okay, well that's fine. Fuck it. I made my one call, but clearly this guy's not buying the bullshit either.
Yeah, he's really worried about it, isn't he?
Yeah. Jesus.
Do you notice how jovial he was when he thought we were possibly a paying person?
I know. Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so anyways, the Resistance had this guest. No, what we're let's get back to talking about the whole Dino thing. We got lots to talk about. So we were listening to the show and we realized that Dino was just running the fucking thing. And if
Absolutely.
And Dino had all the facts. Everything Dino said was pretty good.
I thought it was. I thought he was willing to accept the possibility of this, and this, but he wanted to discuss it, and he would never just buy into something. He said, well, I'm going to check that out.
Mm-hmm. So after we listened to it, we decided we need to give Dino a call.
Because it was such a disaster.
It was bad. And what we did is we told Dino, listen, Dino, I don't know what you're thinking with this show or what your thoughts are on, but we pretty much told him, listen, you've got an image out there with the Fuck You Network. You've built up this base that you know what you're doing.
Right.
People love the music, love what you're doing over there. People follow you. The reason they brought you in is because you've got followers. And then you get into some, and I said to him, I said, I'm not wanting to offend you, but I said, dude, that was trash. That was absolute garbage. If the average listener listens to that, they're done with you.
And he admitted that he was already concerned about that now.
Yes. Like, dude, you just need to leave that show. That's what we told him.
And then he said, in all fairness, Nick's probably not going to like. He apparently had already had plans on talking to Nick, and wasn't going to participate anymore because he doesn't want to be a part of this radical. When you're a part of something, there's a reason, like in criminal law, when two people get together and talk about committing a crime, it's a conspiracy, and they. Even if one of them goes and just commits it at that point, they've both conspired, so they've both committed a crime.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing holds true. It's one thing to say that you're talking about free speech, but it's another thing when you get on as a collective group and encourage people to commit crimes. And I think Dino was really worried about that because these guys are a part of the Wayne Pierce frame of mind, and that's to stand armed against your government. And I got to tell you, some way that is just wrong, and it's going to backfire on people.
Absolutely.
That has nothing to do with freedom of speech.
And, have some fucking respect, okay? You've got your opinion on something. I see on his Facebook page, they've got a letter that you can send out to your local sheriff, putting him under the gun with this stuff. Are you going to pick your job or the Constitution? Which one?
Absolutely. And see, they want to maintain that the sheriff is bound under the Constitution of the state and not the United States, and that is just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. But when you ask sheriffs, by the way, who are elected officials.
Yes.
Okay, but when you ask sheriffs to not enforce a certain law, and some of these sheriffs have come out and said they're not going to do that. And if you notice, they've done that because they're leading up to a new election, and they're hoping that will garner them some support. But do you really want law enforcement to be the judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to laws? The sheriff's job is to enforce the law, and at that point, he lets the courts decide if that law is legit or not. It's not up to him to make that decision.
That's where they're very misinformed. The sheriff's department, like you said, enforces the laws brought down by the court. The court enforces the Constitution.
That's correct. That is correct. And so for anybody to think that if the sheriff confiscates your gun because it's illegal, that he has done something against he's done nothing but uphold his promise to the public, and that is to enforce the law.
Yes.
I don't understand where a sheriff, and I'm not saying that anybody in law enforcement is stupid. I come from law enforcement. I'm just saying that nobody that is out here on the streets in law enforcement is qualified to make that decision as to whether that's a valid constitutional thing or not. You don't a law. It's just like if you are a cop and for some reason you have to arrest somebody. You have to do your job.
Yep. It's just like people say the cops don't arrest other cops. It happens all the time, especially with drunk driving as a serious thing where I'm from. If an officer pulls over another police officer that's been drinking and has been drunk driving, he has to arrest that guy.
That's correct. And, that's another thing that these patriots maintain, that they say that in most states, the only person that can arrest a sheriff, they try to tell you, is like the coroner because of some quirk of the law. All you have to do is Google how many sheriffs have been arrested in the past 5 years. Here in Dallas, years ago, we had Sheriff Don Byrd, and it's a great example of what you pointed out. And he was the sheriff. Sheriff Don Byrd was driving down the road in Dallas. He gets pulled over. The officer suspected him of drunk driving, asked him to submit to a sobriety test and to a breathalyzer. He refused. It went to court. My point is he was arrested.
Yep. That's what the show is so under-researched.
Well, they read something on some bullshit site like InfoWars.
Yeah, or
Alex
Facebook.
Jones, and that's their god.
Here, look at this. Just as a little test, we'll give you a little taste of what the resistance is. We got, 5 minutes left here in the show?
Yeah.
I just pulled up my Facebook. I'm going to read down my news feed and see what some pictures are saying on here. Hold on here. And this is exactly how the resistance goes. You got your dead air.
Right.
Oh, we've got gluten-free Easter candy.
All right.
Oh, well, it's got to be gluten-free. It's on the internet.
That's right.
What else do we got here? Ooh. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. More people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them. That's a fact. This is Facebook broadcasting. This is what's going on over there at the Resistance. We figured it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Why Congress needs to reduce gun violence by passing universal background checks. And it says, number one, since 1968, more Americans have died from gun violence in all of America's wars combined. Number two, 92% of Americans support background checks for all gun sales. Really? Number three, background checks have kept more than 2 million guns out of dangerous hands.
Okay.
And nearly 40% of the gun sales are made by unlicensed dealers who aren't required to conduct a background check under current law. Okay, so this is a picture with facts. Where is your proof of these statistics?
Of any of them. Whether we agree with any of those statistics or not,
Exactly.
Where's the backup on that?
There's no backup. So then what someone like Nick Larson does is he'll take this and go, oh, well, I'm going to do a show on this because this is true. And he won't research any of it.
Dude, when the Sandy Hook shooting took place, now this is a guy that believes now that Sandy Hook is a false flag. It didn't happen. It was contrived by the government. Mm-hmm. But he did a show about what took place at Sandy Hook that day. He took advantage of what was going on. It was a buzz in the news.
Yep.
And I got news for you, brother. They had no fucking clue of where they were at. They only knew the headlines, and that was it. You know, it's just crazy.
Yep.
It's just crazy. And the quality of guests that they have on there.
Oh, that's right. We got only a couple minutes to get these in.
Well, you know, they had some guy on there that has formed some kind of militia group. Apparently, he's had some issues with some of the other militia groups, so he's formed his own deal to try to form up some kind of communication between all of these militia groups, and given himself the title of major. I don't understand these things, and then it's just, you know, the guy works apparently for a cable company, and he's so radical, and
right.
He fits right in with Nick and them.
George Washington Radio just checked in. Hello. Hi-oh.
What's up, Mr. Joe?
Okay, so we only have a couple more minutes left here in the show. These clips that you sent me, is that guy that you're talking about?
No. This is another group that he's tied in with that he apparently had on his show last night, and she's got a real background now, you know.
Okay. She's got a background and sounds like a real solid education in drinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this is the kind of talk you get.
I swear, before I play it, give it a listen, and you tell me that this isn't Nick Larson's drug dealer.
I remember back when I was a kid, it was so much better. It wasn't all this drama, and you never would think about it.
Jesus Christ, that's an American Nicole. Remember the Nicole that they had on there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a real piece of work, and they've got some real radical views.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I think she went on to share a little history about herself.
Yep, here it is.
I'll tell you, I'm from fucking Georgia. My dad.
I'm from fucking Georgia.
Fucking Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm from fucking Georgia.
You're gonna get a guest on that's gonna be somewhat credible. You want somebody on that's gonna. And they're just going to sling around the F word like that. Not saying that the F word's bad to say. We say it a lot over here. But you can tell that she's saying it just to say it.
Yeah.
And that shows your intelligence at about a 7th grade level.
There you go.
Middle schooler. Anyways, here you go.
I'll tell you, I'm from fucking Georgia. My daddy was a fucking grandmaster of the KKK. But my beliefs now is it's not about this or that anymore. It's about what we, the people, want.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did she not say that things were better when she was a child?
Oh yes.
And wasn't all this sort of stuff. And now all of a sudden, turns out that she grew up with a Grand Master in the Ku Klux Klan.
Mm-hmm.
Things must have been better back when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Daddy was stringing some niggas up, right?
Yeah, back when they were quote unquote beating those niggers.
Yeah,
unquote.
That's right.
That's the quote the movie Roots.
That's right. There you go. Now that's the quality of guest.
Yeah.
And you know what? You've got one other. You know, we talked about the deal of how Dino's show when Dino was on there. It went dead when he went off.
Yep.
Well, it's not changed, has it?
No, it's good to see that some things stay the same.
Yeah. It's not changed because I think you have a clip there.
I can't even set this up because I don't even know.
I can set it up for you. Miss Grandmaster of the Ku Klux Klan, she talks about how things need to be done and in the educated way that she does. And then I think that Nick The show just dies at that point.
Yeah, it's almost like I think I equate this to. Is equate the right word? I'm starting to make up words.
No, that's a good word. Equate.
Okay.
You're equaling it to something.
I think I equate this to playing tennis. It's like she served the ball. Boom. Okay. Now it's his turn to rally it back.
And he's just dribbling it.
Yeah, and it's almost like he hit the ball into the crowd, and his buddy hit his buddy JJ in the head, and he was like, "Oh, where am I at? Something hit me," type thing.
And JJ says, "Hey, I'm not in this game.
I'm not in this game. You come get the ball," type thing.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I get from this. Give it a listen.
It's just crazy. It's just why are we still sitting here? Why isn't something being done? Can't there be something to be done?
Okay, there's the serve.
Whoa, there you go.
Return the ball.
I believe there's always something that could be done.
Okay, he hit it into the crowd.
Okay.
And so far, I think, what needs to be done is being done, just not as quickly as we would like it to be.
Yeah.
So.
Here we go.
Yep.
Now, Jay, help me out here. What are you thinking?
Now the ball just hit Jay.
Yeah. Watch this.
You don't know.
See?
I don't know.
Oh,
we're doing a radio show? What are you talking about?
Serve it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it falls to just dead air, doesn't it?
Yeah. I wish that and there's nothing edited in that.
No, nothing.
That is straight out of the show, and if you don't believe it, take some time that you can waste and listen to it.
And if we weren't pressed for time, we would go ahead and play the 6 to 8 seconds of dead air after that.
Here, we'll just do it now.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, my God.
Sounds like it right there.
They got it together.
Oh, yes. And you said this in the show, maybe we need, or before we did the show, you said maybe we need to be done with this now or whatever. And I kind of agreed.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, we'll mention this and then move on. But to be totally honest, this is fun. Listening to this train
they
wreck.
Keep giving us this gold.
Yeah.
You would think that they would prepare. If somebody went after our lack of preparedness, I would prepare better the next time, wouldn't you?
Yes. You would think you would. Anyways, George Washington Radio said he was watching Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, God. Have you seen that show?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have for you today.
That is.
So it's time to wrap this shit up and get moving. We'll try to do another show next Friday. Again, we'll get back on our schedule. Now that we got the FM radio thing down, we're rocking, man. We're doing the Joe Seeker thing is what we're doing on FM radio.
Lester just sent me a message, by the way.
Is that him calling? Is that him that called?
No,
because I saw him pick up the
phone. He just sent me a message that says, "I am so done with picking on them. It's like picking on a retarded kid."
Yep. Sure is.
But it's fun sometimes.
All right. So like I said, we've been busy with the FM radio thing. We were doing what the Joe Seeker was, but we were doing it on FM radio. And we got Lester, man. Lester's become famous on FM radio.
Yeah, he's getting kind of popular.
He kind of is.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. And, we're just doing our thing. Doing our thing. So we'll be back again. We're hoping for next Friday. Not sure what we'll talk about then.
But it won't be the resistance.
Right. Otherwise, make it a good night. You can always contact us at mobsterbossradio.com. Or just leave a comment on our Spreaker wall. It's open to everybody.
Spreaker wall, or leave us a voice message. We'll play it.
Yep. 469-814-TWAT 8928.
There you go.
All right. Make a good day, guys. Have a good Friday. Enjoy your weekend.
Later, my niggas.
See you, nigga.